Welcome to the June 7th edition of Week in Geek, where we cover the special interest stories for the week. Now, before we begin, we'd like to tell you that we have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Facebook account where we put in our smaller updates, and our more thorough content will be found on our very own site, remarufiles.com. Please do visit them, and hopefully you might like and subscribe on this channel. Now, on to the stories. Kingdoms of Amalur will be one of those RPG games that actually made a pretty good impression on me, which is fairly rare, at least for the Western types. And it looks like THQ Nordic and Microsoft recognized how well it did when it released because of how they had just quietly listed the game in the Microsoft Store. The item being named Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, suggesting that this will be a remaster of the beloved 2012 title. With the proverbial cat out of the bag, a Twitter account was put together to make an official announcement for the game. A fairly anticlimactic development, but nonetheless confirms that the remaster is indeed coming for Kingdoms of Amalur. Everything we officially know is pretty much the description on the store, advertising that it will have improved graphics and refined gameplay. We'll probably have to wait for another official announcement from THQ Nordic or possibly another leak to find more information, which we will be on the lookout for. SEGA is currently celebrating its 60th year as one of the more beloved publishers around, to the point that they've actually gone on and started releasing a console again, but it might not be as big a release as you might think. What they've offered up will be a SEGA Game Gear that's about the size of a credit card, though I'm not sure if it can fit in your wallet given the heft. The device, which will be called the Game Gear Micro, will have a screen that is also tiny but appears to be designed to make a pixel-perfect rendition of the retro games they will be featuring. This mini console will come in 4 colors for you to choose from, which sounds all well and good, but there's a bit of a catch. Each color has a different set of pre-installed games in it. There's no information if you can add, change, or remove games later, but given the size and what looks like a pretty solid build, I doubt you could easily take it apart to change what's inside. You'll have to buy all 4 of them to be able to play all the 16 games. Another catch is it's currently Japan only, meaning even if you manage to get your hands on one of these, the games will be only in Japanese. We'll update you guys again when we hear about its likely English release. Bandai back then surprised us all when they gave us a Woody model kit despite Reveltech effectively turning it into a treasure trove of memes. And well, they're at it again. This time, they'll be giving us a 1/1 scale model kit of a cup of instant ramen. NISSIN Cup Noodle and Bandai have made a tie-up campaign and will be releasing this product later this coming September. This is kind of hilarious given how NISSIN back then actually had Gundam model kits featured in their cup noodles maybe 10 or so years ago. They've shown their ad recently in Japan, revealing that they've gotten everything figured out already. What's rather surprising about this is there doesn't appear to be any decals at all. Every letter, logo, and even the dotted line design on the side of the cup appears to be all plastic parts. This would mean that this cup of noodles will not tarnish or fade over time like how most decals do. This makes it the ultimate cup of instant ramen, meant to outlast any other. However, it doesn't appear to work well with hot water. If this cup of ramen turns out to be a big hit with its audiences, it can open up an entirely new cuisine of model kits that we can actually acquire. What's gonna be next? Melon bread? Or maybe takoyaki? Honestly though, they're gonna make Plamo Calorie Mate, I'm in. While we do avoid topics that don't have much to do with gaming, anime, or other geek interests, one recent issue has become particularly impossible to avoid. A few weeks ago, a man was killed by policemen while trying to detain him, though their method to detain him was clearly unjustifiable. This had led to massive unrest among the public, leading to protests across the United States and even beyond. Companies have made their stance known on social media, stating that they support the movement of Black Lives Matter, the gaming industry being no exception. Sony had cancelled its scheduled presentation for PS5 for the time being. Games Done Quick has led a charity event to donate to relevant institutions to help out the black populace. Activision had shut down their game services for a short period to observe a moment of silence. Unfortunately, the protests have become mired with other unsavory events such as riots, looting, and assaults that have led to the demise of other innocent people. We hope that the violence quickly ends and that justice is served to the affected families. Pokemon Sword and Shield will be releasing its first DLC pack this month, which is the Isle of Armor expansion. They have recently shared what will be included in this brand new adventure. This first expansion will be featuring terrain types that weren't really featured in the original release. It will have bogs, caves, and some sand dunes. There will also be a new Crybomatic machine that can produce different items for you if you feed it some other items. Whether or not certain combinations will produce different results, that remains to be seen. Visiting the Isle of Armor will lead you to encountering a Pokemon dojo that has a very particular way of training the cute monsters and the trainers that handle them. Depending on the version you went with, you'll be having a different rival to take on during your stay in the area. There'll be new Pokemon to be found in the region as well. Your journey on the new part of the Galar region will also have you raise a new type of legendary Pokemon called Cubefoo, and there are a few other new legendaries to encounter as you journey through the area. Pokemon enthusiasts will be able to tour the Isle of Armor on June 17. And with that, you're all caught up. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, I hope we have earned your like, maybe a subscribe, and hopefully a share. If you want to see all of our other content, you will find them all on ReamRealFiles.com. Anyway, thanks for joining us again. We will see you again next week.